Hi, Zizaran here with another 326 League Starter, and this is a Goratha build. So for those that have been enjoying the insane Goratha starters, here is another one, and bring out your sunglasses. It's a spicy one. So this is Saboteur Magma Mines. One button build. It's super comfy, very easy to play, and if you're wondering how it's going to do in the endgame, here's the footage of Goratha clearing a tier 17 on a tabula. And here's the boss. So, Goratha, walk us through the build a little bit.
Okay, so imagine you get a Nemesis on League Start from your normal lab. That's the whole idea behind the build. You run Rolling Magma, it gets random directions, which makes it overlap weight more, and the single target and clear just go out of control, basically. That's the whole idea behind the build. And we make it into a mine, and we just have balls everywhere.
Wow, okay. So, is it the return proj making this really special?
It's actually all about the random direction. The return proj adds an additional chain, basically, at the end, potentially. But the random direction is where all the extra damage is coming from. Because normally Magma Orb runs in a straight line. If you make it go back and forth, it's way higher chance to overlap. Then we throw in Volley, get more projectiles, more overlapping. Slow them down with Slurp Proj, even more overlapping. One of the main things I like about this build is the playstyle. I'm actually surprised how smooth automation detonate mines is. Because all you have to do is right click and it'll automatically auto target and also auto explode. So the playstyle while mapping is just run around, right click, your magma orbs, rolling magma will blow up everywhere. And then you can run Arcanist Brand for single target, link to Flame Wall and Sniper's Mark. So you add an extra link for a single target. Obviously using Shield Charge and Flame Dash for moving around. You can throw in a Bear Trap if you want to have extra damage on big bosses. Like maybe throw a pre-trap Bear Trap. There's some pre-trap mines, turn your automation off so they don't blow up instantly. Turn it back on, they'll all blow up on the boss when it spawns. Ideally on single target, you do like manually kind of blow them up at like higher stacks. This will give you more damage with the high impact mine. The more mines you have, the more double damage you get, and also the more increased damage from the mastery. That's a very solid way to get some extra damage. If you're being lazy, you can keep automation on. It's not going to be that big of a difference. It will be slightly better to do it manually, though. And yeah, you have the Arcanist Brand, single target only, pretty much. And occasionally, if you want to get some endurance charges early on, if you're feeling a little squishy, you can click Enduring Cry. That's pretty much the whole playstyle.
If you consider these build guides useful, please consider subscribing. It helps us out a lot. So this is Path of Building. If you aren't familiar with how it works, we have a video that details how. We use this for all our builds. It's super important that you have this. And just ignore this. It'll obviously be updated. Like that button will probably not be there when you're using this. But so this is a step-by-step thing. So it's very easy to see exactly where you're putting your skill points. You're not going to get like super lost. And then there are different setups for whether you're able to have clusters or not, depending on where you have in your budget. And same here in the skill setup, you can see that you're starting on leveling with Rolling Magma, etc. And then you swap to mines at level 31. And there are different skill sets, so you don't feel overwhelmed with what gems to use with what setup. And here in the items as well, you can see that early on, it's a big focus on just using rares. There's no mandatory unique or anything early on. And even like later, when you're in maps, it is just rares. So it's a really good build for solo self-found, and that is what Goratha is going to be doing, playing this on hardcore solo self-found. So you know it's going to be solid. So Goratha, what about the unique items and what to look out for the build?
So there's a couple really strong unique items that are pretty common. You're looking at Cloak of Flames / Lightning Coil for Fizz mitigation. Kong Mings is a really common shield that helps a lot with spell mitigation. And then you have Gloomfang Unique Amulet, which adds a lot of damage. These are all very common unique items, but there's also some really good chase endgame items like Sandstorm Visage and maybe the new Emity's Embrace. I don't have that in the PoE, but it would over double the damage. So there's some pretty good, really good items in game actually.
And this is already looking like quite a lot of damage at 26 million, and the gear doesn't even look particularly insane. Wow. The gear actually looks nuts. This is a crazy starter. So as you can see, even on the end game setup, this is not crazy expensive. It's rocking a lot of damage. So it'll be super exciting to see how this build performs. Goratha also put some effort into putting extra notes. So if you are running into any issues, this will have answers for some of them. So for this build, the bandit, you help Alira, and the major god is Solaris, and the minor god is Tukohama. One big downside to the build, it might sound like a joke, but the visual can be quite overwhelming, and so can the sound. Path of Exile does not have an opacity slider, yeah, there's a reason you can't really use cosmetics and stuff on this build, like on the skill. It's very sunglasses. So Goratha, any tips for getting this build off the ground at League Start?
My plan is to run Merc Lab for like an hour or two, level up my Rolling Magma a bit, get a bunch of extra damage from that, get quality on it for extra chains, quality on detonation, and automation will also help a lot for the quality of life. That's my plan at League Start. 1 to 2 hours of Merc Lab. Should pay off.
And if you're not sure what that means in Merc Lab, at the end, one of the options for the gem thing is that you can give XP to a gem, and you can also get quality to a gem. So without spending a bunch of TCPs, or without killing a bunch of monsters, you can actually level up your gem and get a bunch of quality on it. So there you have it. The build looks insanely solid, and Goratha is going to be streaming and playing this every day on Hardcore Solo Self-On, so you really get to see how the build performs, and he's going to be making update videos on his YouTube, so make sure you check that out. Give him some love. Always makes really solid builds and just a great dude to work with, so make sure you check him out. I hope you guys enjoy these collabs. Thank you so much for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do, and your eyesight.